my name's Amber, welcome back to my new YouTube channel. We are moving to Australia, which is South Australia, and I have made one video already just talking about the plans and the process before we've got there, and now we are in Thailand. I'm currently in an airport hotel because we're going to Malaysia now this afternoon for 3 nights before we land in Adelaide, which is where we're going to be living for at least the next 2 years on a permanent residency visa. So I thought I'd just do a bit of a catch up of how far we've come. So initially, I think the last time I spoke to you was probably the end of November, start of December. I haven't really done anything since then, and had sort of mentioned that I will probably start this fully when I get into Australia and have time. So we basically had just about 10 days in Thailand, just sort of relaxing, decompressing. I really recommend doing this if you're going to Australia, because when are you ever going to get a chance when you're not having to use annual leave again? We're both technically unemployed at the moment, so it was a really good opportunity. We have been to Thailand before, and before we did Bangkok, Chiang Mai, then got the overnight train down and did like the Strat Islands, because that was October time, which is sort of more of the rainy season, but the east side's better. And this time we've come to Phuket. So we spent 3 nights in the old town, a few nights in Khao Lak. We did a Simlin Island trip, and we've also done Siren Islands, so we stayed on there for 2 nights. And yesterday we finished there and came here, just to the airport hotel, so this afternoon we can get on our next flight. So I just thought I'd talk about what sort of happened between December and now, and maybe when you're seeing this I'll probably be in Australia. Well, I'll definitely be in Australia by then, and I'll combine it obviously with our sort of first week. So hello from past me anyway. So what sort of happened? So I think when I last spoke to you I had booked our flights, and I think I just handed my notice in at work because that was the end of November time, December time. So I had my last day at work on the 27th of December, so I had Christmas Day off, which was nice. So did my partner. He finished work a bit earlier than me, because he had a lot more annual leave to use. And we spent Christmas, with family and stuff like that. And basically December was spent sort of getting rid of stuff in the house. Everything's sort of gone on Facebook Marketplace, or basically been given away for free. All of our furniture, everything, white goods stayed in the house because it was shared ownership. So yeah, we land in Adelaide on the 19th of January. I think it's the 15th today. We land about 7 a.m. in the morning. So flight-wise, today we're flying from Phuket to Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur. We're spending 3 nights in Kuala Lumpur because I've always wanted to go to Malaysia. So we're just going to do a few nights there, but I'd like to go back another time. And then from Kuala Lumpur, we're flying up to Bali. We've got about a 3 or 4 hour layover in Bali, and then we're flying down to Adelaide. Now, I have been to Bali before, so it doesn't pay me too much that we're not actually stopping. I think that's about 6.5 hours or 6 hours, so that's not too bad. We can go back another time if we want to go to Bali again. So yeah, we land about 7 a.m. on the 19th. So I'll probably try and capture some stuff there. I guess you'll find out if I do or do not, depending on how tired I am, because it's sort of two broken overnight flights. But in Thailand now, we're only 3 hours behind Adelaide, and then I think in Malaysia it's 2. So hopefully we won't be too jet lagged by the time we get there. So our plan initially is my partner's not starting work for 2 weeks. We've got 6 weeks in an Airbnb, because if you've watched my video last time, you see that originally we were being posted out to work in Port Lincoln. However, very last minute, the workplace changed their mind and said we'll be staying in Adelaide, which is positive for many reasons, but it was kind of a last minute sort of panic. So I booked an Airbnb for 6 weeks, and then it will just be, I guess, hopefully you'll see, be sorting out somewhere to stay long term. Sorry about the sirens. And things like our Medicare, and insurances, cars, all of this sort of fun stuff as we go along. But yeah, we've had a couple of nice weeks. Well, it will be a couple of nice weeks by the time we've finished. We really like Thailand, and I think it's a really good place just to stop and chill out. I will say it has been more expensive in Phuket, sort of this sort of side, than it was over the other side. But I will probably put a few, maybe some of the videos up. Decided not to document the whole trip because I normally do bits on TikTok, but I think actually Thailand has got enough people doing travel content about it, and it was really nice just to relax and enjoy it, take a few videos as I please, but not really be videoing the whole thing. So yeah, follow us along and see how we get on. I'd really like it if you subscribed, if you're interested in moving to Australia too, follow my journey, or if you're actually moving to Adelaide, because I know a lot of people are in a similar sort of work line to us, and we'll be doing the same thing. And my plan is to sort of find work, but also just document and travel around and do some really touristy stuff and share that with you, and just sort of do some day in the life vlog type thing. So if you'd like to subscribe or like the video, and I had some really nice comments from a lot of Australians as well on my first video. It was very welcoming, so thank you for that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon in future me. Hello, welcome back. So we are now in Australia. We have landed this morning. It is now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we flew from Bali to Adelaide, and we got our rental car, and we have got to our Airbnb and put some washing on. So that's why I'm in here with the microphone, because it's quite loud out there. The Airbnb is lovely. So let's catch up. So last time I spoke, I was in Thailand and we were about to go to Malaysia. So we've been to Malaysia for 3 days, 3 nights, which was really nice. We didn't have too much planned. We just went around Kuala Lumpur, sort of around the parks. We went to the Botanical Gardens. I've always wanted to go there. So it was quite nice. We did a food tour and tried lots of different foods. Went up one of the towers, sort of Petronas Towers, and also just sort of chilled out a bit there. I am quite tired. I don't know if you see the state of me, but we had an overnight flight, so we flew from Kuala Lumpur in the evening to Bali, and then the flight left Bali at about midnight and landed here around 6 or 7 o'clock this morning. And obviously we've gone forwards 2 hours, so I am feeling quite tired. I can't say an AirAsia flight for 6.5 hours is a great recommendation. Obviously we saved a lot of money, but I probably won't do it again. My back hurts quite a lot because a 6.5 hour flight is like one of those awkward times where they're still putting you on like a short haul plane, especially when it's a budget airline, but there's not a lot of room and there's like no entertainment. Did manage to sleep a bit, but not great, and I think everyone was quite uncomfortable and hot. So I would have loved to have done like a video of us arriving in the airport and everything, but actually I just felt rough, to be honest. I think I felt a bit rough the last day of Malaysia, and probably because of whatever we'd eaten there. And I was quite ready just to get back here. So we went out, we took a hire car from Enterprise, which we've got for a week, and we drove about 40 minutes, all in basically a straight line. Loved the fact that everybody was driving completely the speed limit. Like really well behaved here, because I know the police are quite strict. And yeah, and then we got to our Airbnb for about 9 o'clock, and we did go to sleep for a bit, which I know probably shouldn't do, because I might not sleep tonight, but I had such a headache and a backache, so you know, life of a 30-year-old. So we had a nap for 2 or 3 hours, and we have now just unpacked, put some washing in, and the plan this afternoon is to go and get some food shopping. Our host has kindly left us some milk, so we've had a cup of tea, typical British thing to do. I think the host is also British originally, and a couple of chocolates, so that was nice. And she's also left us a bottle of wine. It's a really lovely little Airbnb. It's just like a 1-bedroom sort of flat, and we're not that far, about 25-minute walk to the beach. So we're here for 6 weeks. Obviously it was a bit difficult because, again, like I previously said, we were going to be in sort of accommodation through work, but that's not happened now because we're not going rural, so we've had to sort of last minute work that out. So hopefully 6 weeks will be enough time. So this afternoon we're going to go food shopping. I'll probably take you along or see what we've got. We're not going to get loads, we just want to get some bits to sort of cover us. And this morning Tara, my partner, has sorted out also our tax file numbers. I'll ask him how he's done that. I've been kind of just walking around like a zombie, to be honest, but it was nice just to have a nice shower and have a cup of tea, sorted me out. So I guess the next 2 weeks are just going to be sorting things out, like everything that we need to do. So that's the plan. So you can come along for the next week and see how we get on. But yeah, we've had a really nice 2 weeks away. Loved going back to Thailand. Malaysia was actually my 32nd country, so that was quite nice. although it was only like a short taste, so I'd love to go back and do all of the islands. And now Australia is country 33. I can't lie, I did feel a bit weird this morning. It's weird coming somewhere knowing that you're never going to leave, or obviously you will, but I might be living here forever. So I've had a few moments of, oh, have we done the right thing? But I think we just need to try not to think about it too much and just enjoy ourselves. We've got 2 weeks now until my partner starts work. So yeah, let's see what the supermarket's like, how that goes. Everyone says food shopping is really expensive. We also need to get off the other bits. So I think we'll come back, have something to eat, and then maybe go to the beach. But I think it's going to be take it easy for the first couple of days. So yeah, thank you. So we went to like a shopping centre type thing, where there was like a Kmart. I don't think it was a great big one, a Coles and some other bits. It was only 7 minutes away. And actually we put our washing out to dry and it's already dry by the time we got back, so that's quite nice. So I'll just show you what we bought. So I bought myself a new hairdryer because I had a nice GHD one at home, but I'd had it for quite a few years and I didn't really want to bring it all the way here with me in my stuff, especially because I won't have obviously an Australian plug. So there was this random sort of technology like kind of shop, so I got a very basic hairdryer, not too expensive, and we treated ourselves. So I've got a nice water bottle from, does this come from Kmart? I think so. Yeah. And I've got a hat which will do for now. I'm not really sure about what it says on it, but my head's obviously a weird shape, so I find it hard to find hats that look normal without giving me a massive big head. He bought a shaving kit, which was, how much was that? 10 quid. He's again left that one at home, and then realised there's a massive like shaving kit shop in the same centre. But let's see how that goes. And he's bought a protein shaker. So we've got a few things and just a sewing kit. But we'll probably go back tomorrow. There was a charity shop, so I'll probably go back and look for some clothes because we basically don't have any clothes at the moment. So we've just been to Coles and some other shops to get some bits. Now, we have spent £106. We haven't really planned a full shop, we just got some bits. Now I would say it's probably more expensive than it is at home, but some things were cheaper. For example, this massive tub of Greek yoghurt was definitely cheaper, and some really nice, these big avocados are a lot cheaper and a lot better than at home, because obviously a lot of things are in season at the moment. Here, and we got some deodorant and stuff and oil, didn't we? So that's probably more expensive. But I'd say it's probably not that dissimilar. I think the costs in the UK of things have gone up rapidly in the last 6 months, which probably makes it on par. But we're trying to get mostly healthy things, to have healthy lunch, but we've just got some random stuff really, so we shall see. So we also got 2 packs of mints. Now it is really expensive in the UK at the moment, but I'd say it's probably just about the same or more here. So we're going to put some in the freezer. But you can get spinach wraps here, which is cool. But they're probably more expensive, and some really nice oranges, so I'm quite pleased with that. And we have to get some Tim Tams, of course. Oh, and the other thing is we did buy some honey somewhere. So, and actually that's another sort of bigger cost that you wouldn't get every day, and mouthwash apparently. So we shall see. I don't know if you can hear me because it's so windy. It is 6 PM and we've come down to Port No Longer Beach because that's our closest beach, which is only supposed to be 25 minutes from us, but it didn't take that long, I don't think. I imagine in the morning it's a lot calmer, and it's been 27 degrees today, so it actually feels fresh compared to Malaysia, but it's quite nice. So it's our second day. Last night we walked down to the beach, had a walk along the beach for a bit, and I went back and had some dinner, watched some of my favourite YouTubers who actually are in Australia as well, and then we went to bed. I had a bit of a lay-in this morning, I'm gonna blame the jet lag. I probably should have got up earlier. And then Tyrone went for a run. So we've just been sorting some stuff out from home. We were gonna go to the bank today, but we need to make an appointment. So we've done some online stuff, and then we've got an appointment with them tomorrow to set up a bank account. And then we've just done like Medicare and stuff like that, basically from home for the application. That says it's gonna be like a month or something. Also both set up eSIMs, so we've done eSIMs where we can still make phone calls and stuff. We've got quite a good deal. I think it's called like eSIM or something. I'll probably put a link in the description. And actually I can still then flip between my old one if I need to send any verification codes on my phone. I think most modern phones you can just like pick what SIM you want to use. So yeah, so we've done that. What else have we do? We've done Medicare. That's it. All we done.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now we are going to SA services to sort out getting a driver's license each. You can obviously drive on your English license, but what is it? We need a client ID, which you need a driver license for, and you need a client ID to buy a car. I guess to do like a V5 equivalent or something, logbook. So we're going to go and do that. We are going to look at buying a car this week for at least Tyrone to use. This one's just rented for a week. So yeah, and then I think we're going to go and maybe have a look around at different areas and explore a bit. And I've got to mention, for lunch I made really good avocado on toast, because the avocado is so good here. No hard horribleness, just big avocados. So I'll start a clip of that. So we sorted out my driving licence. I'll talk about that a bit more later, I think, about the cost and everything. And then I'm going to do another video of the full cost. So we just waiting for a drive around the McLaren Vale. Looked quite nice, lots of obviously vineyards and things there. We didn't stop, didn't really fancy wine at the moment, but we're probably planning maybe that another time. And the houses look quite nice there. And then we drove down to Port Wollonga Beach, and it was really nice. And we've just done a long walk, well, not a long walk, a walk along there and back. We haven't got our swim stuff with us because we haven't really planned to swim this afternoon. There are a few flies, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be at the moment, but I guess the wind keeps them away, so we'll have to see what happens with that. And we've just driven along and gone a bit further. But yeah, it's been quite nice having a look round. There's a few nice areas in Port Wollonga around the sort of, if we drove through the houses there, looks really nice as well. So it'd be interesting to see what we do and where we end up. But where are we now?
Maslin Beach.
So, well, we think we're at Maslin Beach, which I spotted a long time ago actually on the maps, but apparently it's one of the nicest beaches around. I'm not sure which bit we're at, but we're just going to have a look. And then, yeah, we'll see how we get on. Hello, so we've just come back from the beach. My hair is, don't know what's happening. It's only about 6 o'clock, but I've got an appointment, so on the phone from the UK, so I've got to sort it out. So we just had a nice time. We went down to the further beach and just drove along the coast before getting back. I thought I'd just talk about getting my driver's licence. Basically, there's a place called SA Services which they have here, and I've never seen anything like it in the UK. So it's basically a centre, I think, where you can go in and get things like your driving licence and different driving stuff sorted out, which is really good, because I think to get anything like your driving licence or anything sorted back home, you have to go into the post office, which is quite awkward because the post offices can be funny times that they're open or whatever, or you've got to do around work. But or you basically just do everything online, like pretty much anything to do with paperwork or anything. And I think this place does quite a wide range of stuff just to help people. So I went in, the guy was really friendly, did a piece of paperwork. So I can obviously drive on an English licence, but I think from what the partner said is basically to register a vehicle you need a licence or like an ID number. Now he's working to pay for his driving licence, so he hasn't had to get one, but I have, so I can actually be registered to drive. So we were looking to buy a car this week. Now I took my passport, I took my obviously English driving licence, and I needed like a bank card. So my old bank card was fine from the UK with my sort of a name on it to confirm, and then obviously they confirmed that with my passport name. And you do need something that shows your address, whether that's like an invoice. Now, I don't think I'll get an invoice for the Airbnb with the address on it, but luckily because we bought those eSIMs, so our phone SIMs, we had an invoice address on that, and we used that as basically a utility bill. So you just need something like that. So it's probably really good to get your phone SIM. So your phone SIM, utility bill, obviously your ID, being your passport, and your just a bank card with your name on it, hasn't got to have your photo on it. So, and they were really helpful and kind. I filled in a bit of paperwork, and then I took it to the lady. It was really organised, this centre, and she basically went, I mean, they would never do this in the UK, went out, like printed off a scan of my passport, put all the details in onto the computer, and asked me how long I wanted, and on the back of the computer there was like a list, so you can buy the driving licence for like a year, 2, or like I think maybe up to 5 years, or maybe even more. And I was like, oh god, like that's a big question actually. We are planning to stay here permanently, but is that going to jinx it if I do it for 5? So I thought I'll just go for 2 years, and I've got my receipt, so that cost $130, so it was slightly cheaper over the 2 years to do it for 2 years rather than just 1. I don't think that's too bad, to be fair, especially given the service they've given me. And what was really interesting is they have given me a piece of paper. I won't show you the front, but it's basically a receipt for rendering my driver's licence, because I didn't realise I've had to surrender my old one. Like, I don't understand why you can't just keep one from England and one here, whether that's something to do with money making or whatever. Anyway. And I'm guessing she didn't say, I'll have to have a look, but my new licence will be sent to me. Let's have a look. So this piece of paper is temporary driving licence, and this runs out in February, so I'm guessing they're going to send me a proper one. You can get, a proof of age or proof of address, ID card on that, which is pretty good, so that might be something worth looking at if you need to do that. So I think I want to talk about all the costs and everything so far, but I think this has probably gone on for a little bit now, and it's going to take me some time to edit it, and I'd like to just get one uploaded because I know I'm posting a video now since my first one. So if it's useful, because you're from Australia, I'd love to obviously hear from you. If you're moving out yourself,